Okay, we're going to do our weekly recap for the week of March 14th through the Friday the 18th. We've set our support resistance lines here from prior market action. This is a 2-minute chart for this is a 6E contract, a Euro FX futures contract. We trade this in our room from 3 a.m. to 12 noon, Monday through Friday. If you take it out to a 15-minute chart, you can see how we set these. We did this in prior weeks, and then these support resistance lines here we set during the week as each day rolled by. Let's go back to the 2-minute chart, and we can go ahead and examine what happened during these times. Here at the pre-market on the 14th, you can see price did bounce off these support resistance lines. We had a trade right here, which was pre-market, and then we had another trade here, which didn't deliver. Well, it may, depending on where you set your stop, you may have gotten stopped out of this, but probably with still a small gain. Unfortunately, there were no real trades right here. There's a small one right here. You could have taken adequate at least 8 ticks here. Your entry would have been 3.944, and it went on to deliver 3.957. Nice trade, but it was a quick one, so you needed to be aware of this in our trading rooms. We have our traders calling the entries and the exits for you. Going on a little bit further down, we had another nice trade right here, again at another support resistance line, and that went on to deliver nice profits there. We'll go ahead and squeeze this into trade was right there. Okay, now this was a line, a support resistance line, which we set at this point because it was a bit of a consolidation with a nice high for the day. So we set a support resistance line there. Now we also have this area right here, which was a huge volatility for this morning. On the 15th. It did bounce off of our support line, but there wasn't a very clear indication of the trade down here, so that's a trade that most likely you wouldn't have taken, or we wouldn't have taken, even though it did pay out. Now, that's okay. Even though this is a trade typically we would sit out on, because of the wild volatility in the market, we will go ahead and let the market relax some, and as you can see, it began to come off of this resistance line here for a nice profit and a nice clean signal at the top. So patience always pays. On we go to another trade here, but this was at the end of the day, and we never hold positions overnight. This did pay off if you would have, but you wouldn't have. So this, even though it did pay, this would be a trade we would not have taken. On we go, and these are just trades based on support resistance from the market. There's many trades in between these, but for our market analysis is strictly going to be looking at support resistance lines and trend line analysis. Another trade right here based on a support line. It's a very clean signal here, which you would have your entry right here, and it would have delivered winning points. As we continue on, we have a major trend line here that comes into play. That you had a nice signal here at the top, and this is a trade right here down at the bottom, which comes right off of this support line which we drew based on the consolidation period here from Friday. And this here is today's market action, and this is a trade that we took right here in our case study trade that you can see online from today, which was the 21st. And so here's our current market action right now, and let's go ahead and go back to 10-minute chart here, and we can start to remove some of these support resistance lines that are no longer going to be in effect anymore because they've already been touched enough times. So this one right here we can remove. This one right here, which began here, has already been touched at least twice, so we can remove that. We'll maintain this one because it has not been touched. Maintain this one. We can maintain this one because this is a consolidation period. As you can see, it's like a large triangle. So we set our support resistance line here. And then, of course, this has been touched many times here, but what we can do is move it to right here, where we have a low for that day on the 17th. We've set a support resistance line here. It briefly touched this, not enough time to shake out enough buyers and sellers, so we'll go ahead and keep this in place right here. And then depending on what market does today, we'll either set us a resistance line here, depending, but we'll keep our trend line here for the current intermediate trend up. So this is the outlook, and this is what we're going to be looking at based on just support resistances. Now remember, there are other trades that happen in between these. Our traders call based on other technicals, but for the purpose of these market recaps, we look at just the larger big picture and the major support resistance and trend lines for the week. Okay, so we'll go ahead and make note of all these right here, and we will take another look at these on Friday. All right, thank you.